Good morning and welcome to morning meditation. We're on Psalm 119. Deal bountifully with thy servant that I may live and keep thy word. Open thou my eyes that I may behold wondrous things out of thy law. I am a stranger in the earth, hide not thy commandments from thee. My soul breaketh for the longing that it hath unto thy judgments at all times. Thou hast rebuked the proud that are cursed, which do err from thy commandments. Remove from me reproach and contempt, for I have kept thy testimonies. Princes also did sit and speak against me, but thy servant did meditate in thy statutes. Thy testimony are my delights and my counsels. There's a lot there just in those 7 or 8 verses. I love the fact he said, open my eyes that I may behold wondrous things out of thy law. I am a stranger on the earth. The more that we're a pilgrim just passing through this earth, the more we're going to get out of the spiritual life. The more we are focused on the temporal life, the less spiritual we're going to be. You cannot get around those biblical principles. You know, I've heard some authors and even preachers say lately that, you know, God will give you signs and that you need to follow your heart. Well, I'm going to follow the Word of God, because the Word of God says that our heart is desperately wicked. Who can know it? I'm not going to follow my heart. I want to follow Bible principles. And I'm not going to follow signs, because Jesus himself told us in the gospel that Satan can produce lying signs. No, we're to keep focused on the Word of God, as David did, loving the Word of God, memorizing the Word of God. As you go further into Psalm 119 there, in our passage this morning, he said, I'm not going to answer my critics. He said, I'm just going to focus on memorizing, meditating the Word of God. That, to me, is faith thinking. That's positive belief, that you're just going to trust God. He said he'll take care of it. I love the story of I believe it was George Washington Goethals, the man that built the Panama Canal, that his assistant said, don't you see the things the New York Times is writing about you, the Chicago Tribune, all of the criticism, aren't you going to answer them? He said, yes, I am. And he got out a pen and paper. Good, what should I write? And George Washington Goethals said, nothing. I'm going to answer them by finishing the Panama Canal. That reminds me of Nehemiah. Sanballat, Tobiah, and Geshem wanted Nehemiah to come down off the wall, and he said, Nehemiah 6, hey, I'm doing a great work. I'm not going to come down off the wall and answer you. Let the answer of your life and my life be our obedience to the Word of God. And God can take care of those that are critical of us, those that disagree with us, those that, if Jesus' family thought he was losing his mind, and you can read that in Matthew, and I believe in Luke, that his family said, hey, you must be losing your mind, Jesus. And he said, listen, I'm doing the works of him that sent me while it is day. The night cometh when no man can work. There comes a time in each one of our lives when we've just got to decide, I'm not going to get sucked into the negativity of this world, but I'm going to get plugged in to the positive belief that's in the Word of God, the power that's in the Word of God, the protection that's in the Word of God. Yes, you can find the very will of God in the Word of God. Everything that you and I need is right there in the Bible. And that's what Psalm 119 is all about. It talks about his precepts and principles, his statutes, his word, his testimonies. Just several words, but they all mean the Word of God. Maybe that's why the Bible tells us David was a man after God's own heart. Boy, my children are after Dad's own heart when they listen to what he said. My daughters are after Mom's own heart when they listen to what Mom says, despite the results. Sometimes you're going to not understand it. Sometimes you're not going to agree it. But by faith, we need to live it. And when we do that, we'll stand before him one day, as Job said, and he said, I'll answer according to living my life by truth. And each one of us, as a Christian, need to live our lives by the truth of the Word of God, the never-ending, wonderful promises that God's given us. God bless you and have a good day.